Greetings, YouTubers of the world. I am Arcanum Fantasy, and today I hope you're ready for something a bit more willing to induce adorabilities. For today, we are going to be covering an extremely adorable one-shot fanfic called Keeping Your Hooves on the Ground. Now, what's this one about? Well, it's more or less a behind the scenes kind of thing in regards as to what happened when Rainbow Dash did her Sonic Rain Boom that earned her her cutie mark and the rest of the main six as well. See, if you remember in the episode, Fluttershy gets knocked off a cloud, comes down to Earth, I guess, and finds out she has a talent for animal care. Or at least is really good at communicating with animals. Well, when Rainbow finally remembers, oh wait, where's Fluttershy? And finds out Fluttershy fell to Earth, Rainbow nearly has a stroke. Not because she's worried that Fluttershy might hurt herself falling from such a great height. Oh, no. It's all because of these horror stories she heard growing up. Granted, in this fanfic she's only about, I say, 10? Roughly around Scootaloo's age. So, not completely innocently young, but still very easy to trick. Well, 'cause oh boy. Rainbow thinks the grass will eat her. Yes, just process that for a minute. At one point in Rainbow Dash's life, she thought that grass would eat her if she set hoof on it. Has your image of her been completely destroyed yet? Well, how about the fact that she thinks that a couple of squirrels will eat her? And when she finds Fluttershy covered in squirrels and mice and such, she automatically thinks that Fluttershy is being attacked. Yep. Apparently, Rainbow really... Here's the thing, Rainbow really thought all of this was going to happen. So much so that she ended up taking a small cloud, or rather a small piece of cloud, down with her to save Fluttershy. What ensues after that is a comical, or rather a massively hilarious little debate between Fluttershy's common sense versus Rainbow Dash's paranoia. This is probably one of my most all-time favorite one-shot fanfics, purely for the hilarity. It's fun reading fics with Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash at a young age where they're not having to deal with some sort of abusive parent. Yes, you'd be surprised how many of those fics there are out there. Hell, I did a review of one a while back called Silent Ponyville 2. Oh, God. I gotta ask sometimes while going through film fiction, do all writers seem to think that a main six member has to have an abusive parent? I mean, with Scootaloo, it's almost par for the course, considering the fact we have no idea how her family life is. But, really? And then again, I get that in Silent Ponyville, too. They were trying to make the fic as close to Silent Hill 2 as possible. Although I think Revelations did a better job, but that's just my opinion. And most likely a review for another day when the writer gets around to finishing it. No, I'm not being cynical. No, I'm not being insulting to the writer. I am simply saying, I want to see how this ends. But anyway, moving on from my rant, my overall issues with this fic. Spelling errors? None, which is extremely common among one-shots, considering you don't naturally have a lot to edit through. So, a solid 10. Grammar issues? None to speak of, again for the same reasons in regards to spelling. A 10. Of off error? A solid 10 as well. Name overload? Non-existent. A solid 10. And finally, pacing and tensing, neither of which have any errors whatsoever in this fic, so both get 10s in my book. So yeah, this is actually one of those few fanfics that I have absolutely no problems with. Even with some of my Platinum 11s, I've had a few that I actually have had at least one thing that I didn't find particularly pleasant, or that I found that I didn't like too much but found was necessary to make the story as perfect as it is. In regards to this fic, however, I've got nothing. I got no complaints and I've got no gripes with it. It's just a simple and absolutely adorable story between Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash back when they were fillies. For those expecting me to have some sort of rant fest about major issues I have with this fic, I am severely sorry for disappointing you. For the minority that are on the other end of the spectrum, you're welcome. Now, with all that said, I give this fanfic, all 4 hooves on the ground, a solid 10 out of 10. The only thing keeping me from putting this thing as a platinum is, unfortunately, it being a one-shot, and those are too easy to get perfect, while a lengthy, chapter-induced work is a lot more difficult and therefore worthy of a platinum. Now, if the writer is watching this and thinks that I don't consider this fanfic perfect, even though it's getting a 10 out of 10, that is not my intention. I'm just saying that to obtain a Platinum 11, it has to be a story that's absolutely phenomenal. A cute work like this, it'll get a 10, but unfortunately, I don't feel it leaves that much of a massive hit into the fandom to warrant a Platinum 11. So, anyway, you all know what to do at this point. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you're feeling particularly generous, stop by my Patreon account and leave a small donation. After all, every little bit helps. Also, if you do become a member of my Patreon following, you have a chance of being able to enter both your name and the name of any kind of fanfiction out there, whether it be MLP or otherwise, for me to do a review on this channel. And with that one, there's no rules. It could be a incomplete fanfic, it could be a fanfic from a different franchise entirely. Hell, it could even be a porn. Well, okay, maybe not a porn, but you know what I mean. It could be an erotic fanfiction as well. Just don't expect me to be quite so lenient if it's just random smut. Anyway, if you want to, you could also follow me on Vimfiction or in the Equestrian Mino. You could also find me on Snapchat, though I'm not exactly a big fan of using that one yet, so don't be surprised if that one only gets minimum attention from me. So, with all that, have fun, you guys. Bye.